When we were little, we were taught quite a few wrong concepts. But as we grow up, we are obviously supposed to unlearn those wrong things and learn what is right. Say, for example, a 3-year-old boy asks his mother, "Mommy, where did I come from?" Do you think the mother starts giving sex education to a 3-year-old? No. She would answer something like, "Oh, the flying stalks dropped you in my lap." Or, "Babies are found in hospitals. Your dad and I went to a hospital. There were so many cute babies. You were the cutest. We brought you from there." Something like this. Do you believe that to be true? Of course not. As we grow up, we find out the truth. We don't live with wrong concepts all our life. That is what you believe, right? But no. Surprisingly, millions and millions of people live with many wrong concepts throughout their lives, and they die with that, never trying to find out truth. One such concept is the concept of heaven and hell. When we were little, we were told that heaven and hell, these are two places where people go after death. Is that true? Absolutely not. Heaven and hell are definitely not two places where people go after death and be there forever. At one point in time in my life, I was very clear about this truth, that heaven and hell are definitely not some places where people go and live after death forever and ever. But at the same time, I also know that heaven and hell are mentioned in all religions. So there has to be a heaven, there has to be a hell. So the question is, if these are not two places where people go and live forever and ever after death, so where the hell is heaven? Where is hell? I started scratching my head for years until I found the answer, which is what I'm going to share in this video. Before that, a quick introduction. My name is Pradeep Muzoomdar. Welcome to Sathvikh, my YouTube channel, and sathvikh.com, my website, where I share such concepts, such secrets that are needed for living a healthy, wealthy and happy life. See, knowledge is power. What is the difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful person? An unsuccessful person does not have the knowledge of becoming successful. What's the difference between a rich person and a poor person? The poor person does not have the knowledge of becoming rich. What's the difference between a fighting couple and a peaceful couple? A fighting couple does not have the knowledge that fighting is just not worth. So wherever you see the difference is about knowledge. Knowledge is power. So you have to know everything, get all the concepts clear. That is actually the beginning of even thinking for living healthy, wealthy and happy. So ever since I came to know where exactly is heaven, where exactly is hell, the wrong concept of heaven and hell being two places where people go after death has become a joke to me. So here, let's enjoy a joke on heaven and hell. One woman dies and goes to God's abode. At God's abode, at the gate, there was this gatekeeper who welcomes this woman and tells that welcome to God's abode, and now let's decide whether you are going to go to heaven or to hell. And he says, the procedure is very simple. I'm going to give you a word and you have to spell it. If you can spell it right, I will show you the way to heaven. If you spell it wrong, then I'll show you the way to hell. And then he gives the word and he says, and the word is God. Spell God. So the woman spells it G-O-D. So the gatekeeper says, that's right. So this way, madam, to heaven, and shows her the way to heaven. But then he says, but just one favor can you do to me? It's my lunch time. I need a 30 minutes break. Can you do my job for 30 minutes? And I'll quickly have my lunch and come. The job is very simple, as you saw. Anybody who dies and comes here, just give that person a word, and if the person can answer it right, show the person the way to heaven, and if the person spells it wrong, show the person the way to hell. And please be kind to everybody. Give simple words. He says, and he goes for lunch as the woman agrees to take his place for 30 minutes. The woman waits there. A man dies and comes there. Guess what? Who was he? Husband of this woman. As he approaches the woman, she yells at him, so you followed me to this place too? Look, I am dead tired fighting with you. So let's make it quick. The procedure is very simple. I am going to give you a word. If you spell it right, I'll show you the way to heaven. If you spell it wrong, I'll show you the way to hell. And the word is spell Czechoslovakia. Hope you liked it. So, the concept of heaven and hell being two places where people go after death is good in jokes, but don't take that seriously. So, back to our question, where is heaven, where is hell? And the answer is, heaven and hell are exactly at the same place where you are right now. Heaven and hell are not two actual places away from where you are, but rather based on the state of your mind, the place where you are becomes heaven, becomes hell. When you are vibrating positive energy, means you are happy. You are happy, you are peaceful, you are doing something right, you are helping, you are loving, you are caring, and you are doing something that comes in the bracket of positive vibration. You are emitting positive vibration. That time, the place wherever you are, that becomes heaven. Exactly on the contrary, if you are emitting negative vibration, in the sense you are sad, you are angry, you are frustrated, you are not caring, you are not loving, you are just doing something harm to yourself, others, all this full of negativity, anything like that, that very place, wherever you are, that turns into hell. Now, this is honestly speaking known to everybody, but in their subconscious mind. The conscious mind doesn't know. Conscious mind lives with some wrong concept like heaven and hell, somewhere we will go after death. Subconscious mind knows it very well. I'll try to convince you this. Imagine a husband-wife fighting, shouting, and one yells at the other, go to hell. And the other says, what do you think? Where am I now? I am in hell. This is hell. This is no more a home. This is a hell. I want to get out of here. Have you ever heard that? I'm sure you have. Similarly, when somebody is in a very happy state of mind, say for example, you are with your loved one for a little bit, for a little while, and you have to leave, every minute, every second feels like you are in heaven. So, you can take any example and you will know that yes, you always knew this, that based on our state of mind, the place where we are, that becomes heaven, that becomes hell. There is no place where we go after death that is called heaven and hell. So now, if you are still not convinced, definitely I have more. Billions of people think that we get only one life, this life, and then we die, and then we go to either heaven or hell and be there forever. This is just impossible. I have at least two good explanations that this is not possible at all. Now, explanation number 1. Do you know why people are born unequal? Why babies are born unequal? Some babies are born healthy, others are not. They are born maybe physically challenged, mentally challenged, or an organ missing, limb missing, whatnot. Why? Some babies are born in developed countries, rich countries. Some babies are born in countries destroyed by wars or completely drowned in poverty. Why? Why this inequality? Some babies are born in a rich family, very rich family. Some in poor, very poor. Why? Now, do you think God randomly decides that who will be born how? Rich, healthy, in a very developed country, or exactly opposite of these things? And there are so many other inequalities. Of course, I am not listing everything. Do you think God randomly does that? Think that a child is born blind, cannot see, will not be able to see light or anything throughout the life. Wouldn't that child go to God and tell, why me, God? Why did you do this to me? I was born like this. What was my fault? Don't you think? Entire world, all religions says merciful God. People don't say merciless God. Do you think that God can do such cruelty to so many people by giving them such a bad start in life, and then still the world will pray to that God as merciful God? No, people will call that God cruel, merciless. Nobody would worship. So what decides how a person is born, how babies are born? It is the karma. It is our karma of our last life. What kind of body we get, where we are born, how we are born, everything is decided not by God or anybody, but our own karma of last life. So obviously, for us to be born based on the karma of our last life, there has to be life after life after life until we get liberation, moksha. So the concept of one life and afterlife, going to heaven and hell and just living over there forever, doesn't make any sense. If you believe in that concept, you will never get a convincing answer why are babies born unequal, why people start their life so differently. People ask, if we are born based on the karma of last life, then how about the first birth? What was, on what basis we got bodies? We were born. What basis? Answer is very simple. We were all first born in the beginning of Sathvikh, the golden age. Then there were no inequalities. There were no differences like rich, poor. There were no diseases. There were no crimes, nothing. So given that fact, everyone was born equal. So as I said, there were no differences. So there was no question of somebody being born poor or rich. There were no developed countries and developing countries. So there were no inequalities. That was very beginning of Satyug, golden age. And then life after life, people were born many times. We were born many times through Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapara Yug, Kali Yug, and here we are more than 5,000 years into Kali Yuga. So just remember that we are born based on the carried forward karma of our past life. To get the answer that it's not one life and after that we go to heaven or hell and be there forever and ever. So starting now, never be under this misconception that there is only one life and after this life we go to heaven or hell and be there forever. Rather understand the cycle of birth, death and rebirth. We go through, each of us, individual souls, go through this cycle of birth, death and rebirth. So what happens after death? The soul transitions into another body. So it's not that the soul goes to heaven or hell, but rather it transitions into another body. And that could be in any country, any religion, anywhere. And also it is possible that a soul after death may not immediately transition into another body. There may be a time lag between one life and another life. So where does the soul go in that case when there is a time lag? If you are interested in knowing that what happens exactly after death, the best book I can recommend is Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. Very beautifully it has been explained about the three worlds: the physical world, the astral world, and the causal world. So read that book if you are interested. You'll come to know exactly how the soul transitions, what is the time lag, minimum, maximum between one life and another life. So I highly recommend that book. People say that after death people go to heaven and enjoy there, or they go to hell and suffer there. Who is going to enjoy or suffer, and how? To enjoy or suffer we need body. What enjoys, what suffers? How do you enjoy? Can you enjoy anything without your body? Can you suffer from anything without your body? And even if you consider mind, for mind to enjoy or suffer needs body. So body is a must. Mind itself cannot enjoy. Body is a must. When you die, when a person dies, what happens to the body? The body is left behind on earth. It is burned, cremated, whatever. Body is gone. So what goes to heaven and hell? Soul. Will the souls enjoy or suffer? Can the soul enjoy or suffer without a body? First of all, that is not possible. Secondly, there is no enjoyment or suffering for soul. How can you make a soul suffer? Soul is first of all immortal. Fire cannot burn the soul. Water cannot drown. Wind cannot blow away soul. Soul cannot be harmed. How will soul suffer? What can make soul suffer? So it is totally meaningless sentence, somebody saying the soul is enjoying in heaven or suffering in hell. So get over this concept, wrong concept of people go to heaven or hell after death. Heaven and hell are right over here. Do right things, be happy, be peaceful. When you do right things, when you have true devotion towards God, you will live happy, you will live peaceful, and wherever you are, that becomes your heaven. If otherwise, opposite, you are frustrated, any negativity, angry, shouting, yelling, you are already in hell. So it is very important to get all these concepts clear. So like I shared this one concept in this video, I share such concept, such secrets in my videos. So if you would like to learn more of such concepts, such secrets, stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.